And if you're a beginner, you should definitely keep in mind that you will most likely lose a little bit of money when you first start off with Facebook ads. The saying, it takes money to make money, is definitely true when it comes to Facebook ads. In my experience, you need 3 things to be really successful with Facebook ads and your Shopify business. And number 1 is you need a good product. Number 2, you need a really good website, and especially a really good product page. And number 3 is you need a really nice ad creative, so the ad video that people are gonna see on Facebook. To be very clear with you guys, if one of these 3 things that I've just mentioned is not perfectly optimized, you will not achieve good results with Facebook ads and you will just burn money. Guys, I will not discuss this any further in this video because otherwise it would be just too long, but you have to be aware of that before you start off with Facebook ads. And first, you gotta make sure that you set up your columns properly. That Facebook gives you by default, they're not optimized for your Shopify business. So therefore, make sure you take a screenshot of my columns so you can just copy them. And this is gonna help you to track your results much easier, and you will know exactly what's working and what's not working. And here's the overall structure of Facebook ads, and they are basically divided in 3 different layers. A campaign holds multiple ad sets, and these so-called ad sets are the audiences that you are targeting with your video ad. Inside an ad set, you can find the actual ad creative, and this can be a photo or this can be a video. And this is what your target audience is going to see. Now you have a basic understanding of the overall structure of Facebook ads. So let's move on with phase number 1. And this phase is called interest testing, and we create 1 campaign with 10 ad sets. And for the 10 ad sets, we pick audiences that are very, very closely related to our product. For instance, if my product was a garden product, I would pick interests such as garden, home and garden, home improvement, and so on. You can always type in 1 word such as garden and use the drop-down menu for inspiration. Make sure the audience size is at least 1 million. Furthermore, you have the option to target location-wise. So for instance, if your product ships from China, I would suggest that you target the big 4 English-speaking countries. So United States, Canada, United Kingdom, and Australia. However, in my opinion, United States usually works best, and most of the time I just target the United States. Also, you will see the option automatic placement versus manual placement, and guys, just stick with automatic placement because Facebook has become really, really good at figuring out the perfect placement to find your customers. And I've tried out both, but automatic placement just works the best. Also, make sure your ad set is optimized for conversions. And now that you have 10 ad sets, I would recommend you guys that each ad set should contain 3 different ads. And guys, this is super important because in the beginning you don't really have an idea which ad creative is going to convert and which ad creative is not going to work out. Therefore, you just need to test it out. So now you should have 1 campaign that consists out of 10 ad sets and each contain 3 different ad creatives. But before we start off, you need to know your numbers. The first one is break even, which can be easily calculated by taking the product price minus cost of goods. This is the amount you have available to spend on ads, and if you spend more than that, you're not profitable anymore. Also, you have to know your break even ROAS, and this can be easily calculated by taking the price divided by the break even amount. So in your column section, you will find the point ROAS, and ROAS stands for return on ad spend. To give you guys an example, if your ROAS is 1, it means that for each $1 you spend on Facebook ads, you generate $1 in revenue. If your ROAS is 2, it means that for each $1 you spend on Facebook ads, you generate $2 in revenue. And it's so important to know your break-even ROAS because then you can easily tell if you're profitable or if you're not profitable. For instance, if your break-even ROAS is 1.4 and your ad set ROAS is 1, then you know that you're not profitable. But if the ROAS of an ad set is 2 and your break-even ROAS is 1.4, you know you're making money. So now you know everything to start off the first phase. And let your campaign run until each ad set has spent the break-even amount. And then you can decide if you should kill an ad set or if you should keep on running it. And let everything run that's profitable and kill everything that's not profitable. Easy as that. Ideally, you're gonna have 2-3 profitable ad sets after the first phase. In the next phase, start launching 3 ad sets with 3 different interests every day to keep on finding more profitable ad sets. The next point is setting up your retargeting campaign, and these are usually your most profitable campaigns. Now, I would recommend you to create a custom ad creative for your retargeting campaign, for instance, a discount code. For retargeting campaign, you target people who have seen your ad, who've been on your website, some of them have even added your product to cart, and these are usually your best audiences. And you don't even need to have a crazy budget for retargeting. $20 per day is just enough. And here are the retargeting campaigns that you have to set up. Next to retargeting with Facebook ads, you can also retarget with Klaviyo, which is email marketing, or with text messages, SMS bump, and I've got a full tutorial on SMS bump for you guys in the description below. And in that that tutorial, I'm going to share with you guys how SMS Bump generated $14,000 in sales while I only spent $20 on SMS Bump. So make sure you check it out after this video. In the next phase, we're going to start building lookalike audiences. And lookalike audiences are audience whose demographics and interests are very, very similar to an existing audience. And you can do this for any kind of custom audience. After a lot of people have seen your ad, you can create a custom audience with 50% video viewers, and then you can create a lookalike audience based on that. So the smart algorithm of Facebook is going to find you people who are very, very similar in terms of their demographic of the people who watch your video to 50%. You can create lookalikes for video viewers, for add to cart, for purchases, and even for your customer list. And lookalike audience are usually really effective and can generate you a lot of money. Now I'm going to show you how you can create your first lookalike audience, and it's nothing too crazy, nothing too hard. So just go here to audiences. And then first, we're going to create a custom audience, which the lookalike audience is based off. So just click here on Facebook sources, video, choose engagement type. And because we want to create a lookalike for 50% video viewers, we select people who have watched at 50% of your video. Audience name is going to be 50% VV. And we create the audience. All right, the custom audience with 50% video viewers is done. So now we're going to create the lookalike, and we can select it here at other sources, 50% VV, and select the audience where we're targeting. And in my case, it's only going to be the United States. And right here we have this graph, and the 1% is going to be the people who are most similar to the custom audience who have watched your video to 50%. However, the 9 up to 10% people are the ones who are least similar to your 50% video viewers. And I would recommend to build these 5 lookalikes that you can see right here, and to kick off your first lookalike campaign. But in order to launch a successful lookalike audience, you need to have a lot of data. Because the more data you have, the better lookalike audiences work. And in the beginning, you have more data about video viewers, so people who have seen your ads, than, for instance, purchases or add to carts. And this is why I would recommend you guys to work yourself up the funnel when it comes to lookalikes. And I would recommend to start with 3 campaigns and turn budget optimization on. So now you have interest campaign and lookalike campaigns, and what I would recommend you is put your top interest and your top lookalike ad sets in one campaign, turn CBO on, and just increase the budget as much as possible over time. I would recommend you guys to only scale the budget if your ad sets are really profitable, because otherwise you will just burn money. The key to success with Facebook ads, and this is also what everybody's going to tell you, is just keep on testing. Keep on testing new interests, keep on testing new lookalikes, and also keep on testing new ad creatives. And even if you have a super profitable ad creative that's making you a lot of money right now, this might change because the performance of ad creatives usually declines, and what worked last month doesn't necessarily work in the next month. So make sure you keep on testing, guys. And also make sure to keep up to date with any iOS 14 updates, because Apple has introduced some changes which make it harder for Facebook ads to track all the data. So make sure you always stay up to date when it comes to iOS 14 updates. A fellow YouTuber has made a really good video about all the changes you need to make to your Facebook ads account in order to stay up to date. I've linked it in the description so you guys can check it out. And if you have any questions to Facebook ads or e-commerce, just put them in the comments, smash the like button and subscribe, and I really hope to see you guys next time.